viewers, and welcome to another episode of Trashtalk on LAZER. In today's episode, Sherman. Wait a second, no, yes. General William Tecumseh Sherman, commanding general of the United States Army. He served in the Union Army during the American Civil War and was well known for his understanding of logistics, usage of military tactics, even if a little too radical, and finally, his most famous quote of all time, "War is hell." So of course Sherman, named after the man himself, proved to be a reliable workhorse of a mech chassis that can serve in any front line. Onto its stat, Sherman is strong with a high health point, 1 armor along with a slightly below average evasion and average E defense. Its speed is slow, but it has a good heat cap. However, while it has an average sensor range, it's not that good at tech attack. Onto its traits, it has 3 of them. First, superior reactor, give Sherman +1 accuracy on engineering checks and saves. Second, Mather stop, when Sherman cools to 0 heat, it can refill the heat cap back to 50%, putting it back at danger zone. Third, vent heat, when Sherman stabilizes or overheats, it counts as within soft cover until the start of its next turn. All these traits make Sherman a mech that can play with heat and fire really well. Onto its weapon mounts, it has a staggering 3 of them, 1 flex, 1 main and 1 heavy along with 5 base system points. Onto its core system, it has 1 integrated weapon called the Zone Focus Mark IV Solid Core. The Solid Core is a massive energy line weapon that can penetrate through multiple targets, but as it has ordnance tag, you must fire it first before doing just about anything, and you can't fire it at point blank range. However, there is an additional gimmick to Solid Core. Every time you stabilize in a combat scene, you gain 1 charge up to a maximum of 4. The charges basically dramatically change the stat of Solid Core, and at 4 charges, the Solid Core gets really ridiculous. After firing, all charges are depleted, and the Solid Core goes back to 1 charge, which means even if uncharged, Solid Core could still be fired with its base stat. The charges persist between scenes. As for its core power, Sherman unleashes core burn protocols. There's multiple parts to this core power. First, Sherman immediately gains 4 charges so it can fire Solid Core at maximum power. Second, for the rest of the scene, every time Sherman stabilize, you get 2 charges instead of 1. Third, any covers, deployables, or objects hit by the beam take 10 AP damage per charges instead of normal damage, which is going to wreak havoc. If you chose Sherman for the sole purpose of more freaking laser beam, you got your wish. For the rest of the license, you get laser rifle and reactor stabilizer. Laser rifle is a laser rifle. Decent damage, decent range, 1 burn, but induces 1 heat on you. Pretty good. Reactor stabilizer is a unique system that allows you to reroll your overheating check twice if you gain a point of reactor stress, but you must keep the second result even if it's worse. Oh, no! It's kinda costly to be honest, but if you expect to be cooked alive often, this might be a good idea. In the second section, you get heavy laser and redundant systems upgrade aside from Sherman frame itself. Heavy laser is a heavy laser cannon. Great damage, great range, 3 burn, but it's gonna cook you up badly. Still really damn good. Redundant systems upgrade is a limited system in which you can use it to activate stabilize action as a quick action. However, it's very limited. So either use it wisely or increase the number of limits so you could actually use it. In the final section, you get ASURA-Class NHP and Tachyon Lance. ASURA-Class NHP is an NHP made to go fast, specifically, do things faster. Upon activation as a protocol, for this turn only, you get to have 2 extra quick actions or 1 full action. However, this is not a free action and thus you cannot do duplicated actions like say doing 2 skirmishes in 1 turn. This protocol also can only be used once per scene, and it's limited, so you better use it wisely. Finally, Lance. is a super heavy energy weapon that fire faster than light particles at people. The destruction that would be caused by this weapon is devastating. 2d6 energy damage might look low for a super heavy weapon, but nothing else in this tabletop RPG could burn people for 8 burn, that's one hell of an inferno. Not only that, when you fire this weapon while in danger zone, it can create an intense backblast of burning plasma in a cone 3 area directly opposite of the firing. Any character within the zone must pass an engineering save or take 4 burn and 2 heat. The zone also becomes a soft cover until the start of your next turn. Insanely powerful, as per usual with all super heavy weapons. As a conclusion, Sherman is a very reliable mech frame that can handle the heat of the battlefield pretty well. No matter where the battlefield will be, you can expect a Sherman to be there, either fighting on the front line, or as a wrecked carcass on the ground. Whether you are the former or the latter, that would depend on you.